So a cylinder shape is more of two L's put together, like this. So we're gonna stay pretty close to the shape that we made in the beginning. So the next step is pulling. There are a couple different ways to do this as well. So I'm right-handed, so I'm gonna work on the right side of the wheel. I'm gonna put my thumbs together and kind of cross them like a butterfly. And these four fingers are gonna work like magnets. I tend to use the side of my right pointer finger to pull up the clay. So you're gonna start kind of at the edge of where you opened it up, and you're gonna pull the ridge of clay straight up. So I've slowed down a little bit, and my hands are still touching, and they're working like magnets right here. You can keep your thumbs crossed or just keep them side by side. And it's not really a pinch, it's just kind of like a movement that you're gonna start all the way from the bottom and pull straight up. So that's your first rough pull. And I always take my sponge and compress the lip and push down. So now you're ready for a second pull. So I'm gonna take my fingers here, back to that bottom edge that I made. I'm gonna pull straight up. And this is kind of a finer pull. I'm not moving as much clay. So same thing, I can take my sponge and compress the lip. Something that's really important too is I'm gonna make sure I get all the water out of the bottom of the pot. So I'm just compressing it with my sponge. And then I'm gonna take my sponge on the right-hand side and kind of compress the bottom edge where it has the piece attached to the wheel. So this is optional. You can take a rib or a metal rib or a plastic rib to kind of work against the side of your pot to make it nice and smooth, or you can leave the throw lines if you like. But I always like to get the extra slip off. And I have my rib all the way down at the bottom and working my way up the side of the pot. And then I'll compress the lip one more time. Then you can take a wooden tool or like a wooden knife, and I like to bevel the edge before I take the piece off the wheel. So I'm gonna take my tool right here on the right-hand side, and I have the beveled edge, and I'm just gonna slowly come into the bottom of the pot. It's kind of making like a drier clay surface for me to pick up the piece. And it's kind of leaving a nice mark for where I would want to trim my mug or my cylinder later. So after that, I always dry off my hands, and then I'll take my wire tool and pull it taut. And we're going to start away from us and push your thumbs down and pull straight across. I like to do it 2 times. And then your piece is ready to take off the wheel.